Imagine living your entire life in a dark cave, only seeing shadows on a wall. You think those shadows are real. You live, laugh, fear, and believe in them. But they are not real. They never were. Now, replace the cave with your phone. Welcome to the 21st century version of Plato's cave. And yes, you and I are still inside it. Plato was a student of Socrates and one of the most important philosophers in Western history. Around 380 BCE, he wrote The Republic, a book about justice, truth, and how society should be governed. One of its most iconic sections is the allegory of the cave. In it, Plato describes prisoners who have been chained inside a dark cave since birth. All they can see is a wall in front of them. Behind them, puppeteers cast shadows using objects and firelight. These shadows are all the prisoners have ever known. They think the shadows are reality. Sound familiar? It should, because in many ways it's the same world we live in today. In Plato's cave, shadows were the illusion. Today it's filtered photos, clickbait headlines, and viral trends. We scroll through endless feeds thinking we're connecting, learning, and expressing ourselves. But most of what we see isn't real. It's curated, manipulated, or distorted. Instagram posts that only show perfect lives, tweets that reduce complex issues into outrage, TikToks that sell distraction as entertainment. We mistake it all for reality, just like the prisoners in the cave. Here's the deeper question. If it's all fake, why do we stay? Plato says it's because the cave is comfortable, it's familiar, and it gives us certainty, even if that certainty is built on illusions. Escaping the cave means facing discomfort. It means realizing you might be wrong. It means uncertainty, and the human mind hates that. So we stay in our algorithmic bubbles. We scroll, we consume, we believe. Even when the shadows make us anxious, angry, or empty, we don't leave, because leaving means seeing the world as it really is. What happens when someone leaves the cave? Plato imagines one prisoner breaking free. He stumbles out of the cave, blinded by sunlight. At first he resists. He's afraid, but slowly his eyes adjust. He sees real objects, real people, real truth. And when he returns to tell the others, they don't believe him. In fact, they get angry. They threaten him. This is what happens today when people question the mainstream or reject the algorithm. They're called weird, pessimistic, or conspiratorial. They're ignored or canceled because truth, real truth, is threatening, and we are deeply addicted to shadows. Let's talk about influencers. In Plato's allegory, there are people casting shadows, the puppet masters. Today, those are content creators, corporations, media outlets. Some are doing it knowingly, others are just feeding the system. Some influencers are shadow makers. They give you illusion. Others are guides. They help you see beyond the illusion. They use the same platforms, the same tools, but with a different goal, to wake you up. So ask yourself, are you following shadow casters or light bringers? Who you choose to listen to shapes your reality. The modern cave isn't a dark hole underground. It's your screen, it's notifications, it's personalized news feeds. And the fire behind the shadows, that's the algorithm. It decides what you see, what you think about, what you feel. Every scroll feeds it more data. Every like makes the cave more real, but it's still a cave, and escaping it starts with awareness. Plato doesn't just point out the problem, he offers a solution. To escape, you must first want the truth. You must choose to ask deeper questions. You must train your mind to think, not just consume. Here's how. Limit screen time. Journal your thoughts. Read philosophy and history. Watch content that challenges you. Seek silence. Escaping the cave isn't about deleting social media. It's about reclaiming your mind. Some people say, Plato lived thousands of years ago. What could he possibly know about Instagram or YouTube? But Plato didn't write about technology. He wrote about truth. And the human mind hasn't changed. We still fear the unknown. We still love comfort. We still cling to illusions. Plato knew it's easier to live in the cave than to walk into the light. That's why his message still matters. If you're still here, maybe you're ready to step outside the cave. Maybe you're already halfway out. But this journey doesn't end with one video. It's just the beginning. So here's your challenge. Think more, scroll less, choose light over shadows. And if you want more wisdom from ancient minds, subscribe. Plato would approve.